Whether your child is verbal or not, you can teach them the symptoms of allergic reactions and how they can communicate when and how they're experiencing them confidently. In this module, we'll cover this in addition to how to stay positive in our language to prevent negative associations with food allergies. This is vital because many children may develop a fear of food, especially to foods they're allergic to. This fear can drive your child to resist immunotherapy treatments, isolate your child and family socially, and even become a seed for disordered eating habits like avoidant restrictive food intake disorder, known as ARFID. Here's my first life-saving tip that we can teach all of our children to do. If your child is nonverbal, wearing a mask, has trouble speaking up, or is having difficulty breathing, teach them and their caregivers these 3 American Sign Language signs, which are the first signs of anaphylaxis. Itchy on my mouth or face. Itch the top of the opposite hand and point to where it's itchy. My mouth is itchy. I'm having trouble breathing. Spread your fingers apart and hold them above your chest and your abdomen, one hand a little above the other, and bounce them up and down. I'm having trouble breathing. I'm scared. I use this because this is what my son has said to me during anaphylaxis, and a major symptom of anaphylaxis is the idea of impending doom, which can be a tricky concept for a young child to grasp. So I'm scared is spread your fingers apart and hold them above your chest and abdomen, one hand a little above the other, and pulse them back and forth towards each other. I'm scared. You truly can build these skills before a child is verbal. Make sure to keep the language positive so you can help them avoid developing a fear of food. Before we started oral immunotherapy and practiced strict avoidance, I would say to Ollie, we are allergic to peanuts right now. This inclusive statement makes him feel less like an outsider. It's also temporary because we say right now, a skill taken from positive psychology, which I discuss in depth in Module 8, Whole Body Health. We planned to pursue oral immunotherapy, so we knew Oliver would eat peanuts at some point. Regardless of what you see for your child's future, discussing their allergies and using temporary language can make it feel more manageable for everyone. If your child's verbal, teach them to vocalize their physical symptoms and feelings. For example, my mouth is itchy and my lips and tongue are big. You must believe and trust them whenever they communicate these things to you. I know you'll want to force them to eat their onions or veggies when they say their mouth is itchy, but you truly never know what they're experiencing in their bodies. I never assume Ollie is trying to trick me out of eating something like vegetables. You should practice whichever is appropriate for your child, so communicating their symptoms becomes a habit. You should also encourage your child to feel brave enough to say how they feel to their teachers and caregivers and practice this. I recommend reminding verbal children that if they're ever itchy, scared, or can't breathe, they must tell someone. While Oliver is establishing trust in a new environment and with new caregivers or teachers, let's say, we practice advocating weekly so he knows he can do it if he needs to. For example, I'll choose one morning each week when I'm dropping Ollie off at school to help him practice in front of his teachers. I remind him that if he ever feels itchy, can't breathe, or is scared, he can practice his bravery and tell his teachers because it's always safe to tell teachers how he's feeling. He then role plays, telling them so he'll be prepared if he ever has to. Once he gets the hang of it, I intuitively back off so I don't feel overbearing or give him a complex. You'll know what to do and figure out what works for your family and comfort level. You should also teach your child very early on, around age 2, what they're allergic to. Show them visuals of the allergen and name it peanut. Then say, for example, allergy, no peanuts. We don't eat peanuts unless mommy gives them to you. Children can begin to further advocate for themselves with lots of positive practice at age 3 to 4. I always have Ollie order when we're out, especially when we get a scoop of ice cream, his favorite. I've taught him to say, allergy scoop, please. Is there no peanut, no cashew, no pistachio? It's so cute. A young kid developing their confidence by advocating for themselves makes my heart burst. Like I said, positive practice, and most kids will practice anything if ice cream is involved. Take a moment to celebrate this small win. You are a third of the way through this course. I'll see you in the next module.